days that go by, and it doesn't even matter to me where I go. I just feel I need to take a ride. Got my coffee cup to go, and I'm gonna hit the road tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go.
Casino Chocolate Man in Thailand. How's everybody on Reeshard Travel tonight?
You know, I was thinking before I brought you in, Chuck, you'll no longer have to see all my messages asking you to come on the live show.
Yeah, you have been asking me for a while.
I've been chasing you for so long, like 7.5 months now. I feel like
I've been avoiding you for 7 months, but you are persistent. So, but when you threw your mom in a picture in one of your previous texts, I said, "Oh man, okay."
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday Live Show. Another week. We got a packed schedule for you today. We got Phil, Mr. Egg, coming on from Pub Pattaya. Excited to have him on. We had a great conversation just a couple days ago, and he was cracking me up. And guy is so hilarious. So looking to have him come on in a little while. And just wanted to say thank you to today's moderators. You guys are great. I love all that you do. You definitely keep it easy for me to focus on the conversation with the guest, and I appreciate that. So those of you that may belong to the Facebook group might have seen that I put on a little bit of a quiz for you. Guess my green screen today. So a little drum roll. Today's green screen is the ice bar from Pattaya. So sorry, Phil, we're not profiling your bar. I didn't have any pictures, but we love all bars in Pattaya, right, guys? So just wanted to kind of throw that in there today. And what a great last week. What a great guest last week with Foreigner Joe. Yeah, just hilarious. I had to put him in the intro there. Great guest. Really appreciate his time. And I thought, like, instead of talking about it a little bit, I put together a little video token of appreciation, I'll call it, for Foreigner Joe for him coming on. So I wanted to kind of show that with you. We got a couple video clips to show this today, guys. So stay tuned for that. We're going to show you the token of appreciation video with Foreigner Joe. So take a look and have a good laugh. My guest today is Foreigner Joe.
Hey, Richard, how you doing? Mainly, I did this for your mother, just so you know. But
What?
I don't know if you caught this in the video. When I was sick, I was on a bed. I had my shirt off, I guess.
Oh my God.
Well, look. We're cool.
It was absolutely horrendous. I thought my throat was seizing up. I was going to die, but
We'll talk about that later. I didn't want to feel like I was riding on someone's coattails to have my channel grow. So I tried not to do that. I did meet some YouTubers, you know, Johnny.
Johnny, there's something happening. Yeah.
Hello.
In fact, I think he's one of the first YouTubers I had met.
Hello.
And just, I really want to thank you, man, for coming on the show today.
Hey, no worries. I really enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone that's in the chat. But tell your mom I love her.
what's that?
A slightly bit weird.
Don't even go there.
This nonsense.
This is my old man time right now. I should be in bed sleeping. So you kind of kept me awake.
So thank you to Foreigner Joe for coming on the live show. I had a great time putting that little video together. Just hilarious. Exceeded my expectations last week. So he cracked me up. We had some great conversations, and just want to say hello to a couple people that kind of came in to the, let me just paste something for Phil. So Phil, same link as yesterday. No. So let me just do this. Let me do a quick little invite here. Copy to the clipboard. And let me send this to Phil via email real quick. And hang on there, guys. I need to have an assistant do this for me. And Phil, I just sent it to you via email. So it should be sitting in your inbox. So a lot of times when we do these practice sessions, we have a different link for the practice session. Sometimes it's a little confusing, different links for different shows. So Phil, disregard that previous link. That's the test session. That's no longer active. Look at your inbox. That's the new link. You should come in there. Great. So let's see. We got a lot of guys in the chat today. This is great. Going to be a great show today. Thank you for everyone that's joined us. Looks like we got Daystate Fox. Got Jake McShane in here. Peter Hopkins. It's always great to see you, man. Haven't seen you for a little while. My brother here in San Francisco, Mango Sticky Rice. Love that. I see Mr. Egg is just loaded into the green room, so that's always reassuring. Good. Carl F. Canada in the house. Awesome. Awesome. I love that. I love that. Toronto. Go more hike. Hey, how's everyone doing today? That's great. Tommy J, of course, the godfather of moderators there, Tommy J. Great. Jeff Johnson made it again today. Hello, we had to get some of that San Francisco vibe here in Indiana. So I've been playing the Grateful Dead all morning. That's true. Grateful Dead is a San Francisco band. That's awesome. Aki saying hello to all. That's awesome. Great. And then a little shout out to Zekon. You might have seen in the intro, I put a little heads up for him helping me with the intro I did there. I kind of repeated that for this week because it seems like it's becoming kind of a fan favorite. You guys really like that intro, so I'm kind of keeping it in there. So Zekon helped me a lot with that because I sent him a couple video clips early on, and he told me, he said, Richard, so you're kind of starting out in Bangkok and you're finishing in Bangkok, but you're talking about taking a journey. Why don't you go out to the countryside? So it kind of flipped the switch in my head. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. So thank you, Zekon, for helping out with the intro. I didn't give him the proper credit last week that he deserved. So let's talk about a couple of things here today. First of all, vlogger news. Here we go, guys. So Foreigner Joe, the news of the week, at least in my perspective, is Foreigner Joe has fine channels with, if the new channel name is Thai Girl Gift and Foreigner Joe. That's big news, guys. So if you go to Foreigner Joe's channel, you won't see him. He's got one video on there talking about how he's taken all his videos down, and he's now combined channels with Thai Girl Gifts. So everyone go over there and subscribe to that new channel. Or I shouldn't say the new channel. It's, Thai Girl Gift has had that channel for a while, but go subscribe to that because he could use the subscribers. And other vlogger news. So I was texting Greeny Travels this morning. I saw the most hilarious video that I've seen in weeks. The cost of waxing the Wolfman is the title of the video. So Greeny goes to a place and he gets an estimate for waxing his body. And I won't steal his thunder in the video, but I'll tell you guys, I was laughing my ass off. So please go and check that video out today. I had to text him. He said, he was surprised I had a chance to watch that, but the title alone sucked me in. And then I was just laughing my ass off. Him and his girlfriend are just really funny. And then something to keep in mind. So Julian K. Glasser did an interview of me on his channel recently. So if you have trouble sleeping, go check that out. It'll put you right to sleep. But I enjoyed my time with Julian. It was a great time with him, which was nice. So let me go to the comments here and see who we got in here. Some questions from the panel. Oh, great. Thanks, Mr. Mitch, for putting up the link for that. That's awesome. Daystate Fox is going to check that out. Yeah, it was actually a hilarious video with Greeny. So kudos to I got to steal a little bit of his thunder. The funniest thing for me was he was trying to get an estimate for how much it would cost to wax his body. And he's a little bit of a hairy guy. So the massage person or the waxing person there at the salon had to actually do a FaceTime with, I believe it was the owner of the salon, to get a proper estimate because he's got so much hair. So they had like a conference call going on. People were talking about what the cost of it was going to be, and literally was just laughing my ass off. So thank you for that. It's been a rough week for me this week, Greenie. So thanks for making me laugh. That's very good. Greenie Travel says, thanks for the plug. For sure, man. That was really funny. Go more hike. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And that's actually, so thank you for everyone that actually took a look at my Vegas versus Pattaya video this week. It seems that by profiling it on the live show last week, it really piqued a lot of people's interest. So we got some good views on that. So I really appreciate everyone that took a second look or watch it for the first time. Aki likes the new intro. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. I take pride in kind of changing those. And, you know, Mr. Egg will actually be in next week's intro. So the benefits of coming on as a guest is you get to go in the intro for the following week. So we'll have him in there as well. Great, guys. So what I thought I would do today is I have a little video clip I was going to play that might get us in the mood for going to Pattaya and talking to Mr. Egg. And the video is actually a little bit of a video clip from one of my parts in the Reeshard Returns to Thailand video, Chiang Rai Reset. So in the next 90 seconds, I'm going to take you to Chiang Rai, not Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai. And then we're going to come on back to the Pattaya nightlife. So I'm not responsible for any hearing loss at the end of the video. It gets pretty loud, but I love the music. So we're going to take you to Chiang Rai. We're going to come back to Pattaya, and Mr. Egg will be magically loaded in the live stream when the video ends. So please take a look at this video. I hope you enjoy it. Welcome to Chiang Rai. Chiang Rai, not to be confused with Chiang Mai, is the northernmost city in Thailand and has a population of 200,000 people. This area is commonly referred to as the Golden Triangle, an area where the borders of Thailand, Myanmar, and Laos meet. This is the Kok River, a tributary of the Mekong. The Kok River runs along Chiang Rai's north side, flowing eastwards out of Myanmar. This is the Amaran Resort in Chiang Rai. A room here will cost you $21 US for the night. Chiang Rai has a great relaxed nightlife scene. It was great to get away for a night and experience a different part of Thailand. So why don't I stay longer in Chiang Rai? At my heart, I'm a big city guy. I like the excitement and energy of a lively city such as Pattaya. While it's refreshing to get away, I do miss the familiarity that I have with this city. Apologies. Guys, love that video. Love that music. Mr. Egg, welcome to the show.
Richard, hello.
Ah,
I can assure you that Lucifer doesn't look like that tonight.
yeah, I know, man. I know. That day will come again, though. I'm excited to see that kind of get back to what it used to be. That's my favorite
Sure.
club.
Actually,
club.
on your behalf, Richard, and on your viewers' behalf, I took a stroll around Walking Street about an hour ago, and it was open and there was people there, but it didn't really look like that. It's a little quieter now.
Yeah, so we're going to get into that and some more. I want to give a little shout out for that video because two people you might have seen that video, two ladies, Net and Nan. So my good friends there in Pattaya. Shout out to them for being in the video. They're in a couple of my videos, actually. So excited about that. But hey, welcome to the Saturday Live Show, Mr. Egg.
Thank you, Richard. And for those people who are wondering, wow, Mr. Egg's in his pub, and it's the worst pub ever. There's just an old fridge and loads of sort of stuff. Let me explain. You're a brave man, Richard, because you've gone live to Pattaya. Not only gone live to Pattaya at 11 o'clock at night, you've gone live to a bar owner at 11 o'clock at night. But the bar's closed now, but there are still a few people sort of just sipping a few last beers. So rather than go in the bar and have, a few drunken sort of football fans shouting at me, I thought I'd come into. So I'm in the stock room.
You're in the stock room. Oh my gosh.
I'm in the stock room. Yeah.
So this is one of those shots where you don't want to pan around the camera because you'll probably see some like some garbage cans or something. I don't know. Maybe some mops.
I can assure you, we keep this to the highest of standards. It's very clean here. If you do see a cockroach just crawling over, don't forget we're full of them here. Yeah, so this isn't the pub. But a bit later, I've told my bartender, who's now running the bar, that if it's cleared and empty, I will then move situation and go into the bar a little bit. So that'll be nice.
Awesome. So you said you still have some people in the bar right now. Is that kind of,
Yeah.
It was busier today?
As always, I think today wasn't as busy as last night, I have to say. Generally, it's been a good week, Richard. Surprisingly so, really. For those people that don't know, I should say, we're in an orange province here in Pattaya, in Chonburi. It's an obvious orange province. And on Monday, the 1st of February, which was Monday just gone, we could change. So we could open bars, nightclubs, entertainment venues with some strict restrictions because of the thing that we can't talk about.
I know, and you and I talked about that in the practice session. Like, what can we say? What's the name of it? It's so nuts, man, that we have to do that, right?
Has YouTube got like a lip reading bot?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I hope not.
There you go. I've just got you demonetized, Richard. Sorry about that.
Well, you wouldn't be the first one. Chocolate Man in Thailand did that to me.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
And then instantly within 24 hours, there's a yellow $. It's like, whatever, man. You and I talked about this. It's just kind of a hobby for us. We're not looking to get rich off YouTube. Pay it forward.
Sure.
So I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things today. I think one of the things that most piqued my interest is now you've been in Pattaya for 12 years now, right?
I've been working. Okay, so I came here first on holiday. I'm in America now. Vacation.
Yeah, there you go.
I've got to remember my audience.
I
vacationed here in 1996, and I basically haven't gone anywhere else since. But I came to live here in about 2004 for the first time. Spent a couple of years here working, and then went home for a few years. My mom was quite sick, so I looked after her, and then came back in 2010.
Gotcha. And then you had a little bit of a stint as a bar manager for a while, right, in Pattaya? Or no?
A little bit of a stint. I was basically for about 10 years. Yeah.
Well, if you look at the entirety of your life, 10 years is a little bit of a stint in your entire life.
Correct. Yeah.
No, it's great. And the reason I asked that is I did an interview with Julian on his show, and he was asking me like, so your retirement plans, your future stuff. So I used to be the kind of guy, Phil, that would say, I will never own a bar in Pattaya. Like if you're better off just burning your money, but getting to know people like you and Nick, I've changed my whole opinion on that. So I wanted to kind of talk to you about like what got you to maybe invest in a bar and open a bar yourself. You've probably heard the same things about that, right? Of negative connotations about owning a bar, but
yeah, the way to end up with a big pile of money in Pattaya is to start off with an even bigger pile. And yeah, I've heard all of that. And I have to say, I mean, I was DJing in nightclubs when I was 17 years old. And I then went on to DJ for like 15, 20 years. I then managed strip clubs actually in England for a few years. And then I started coming over here on holiday so I could speak a little bit of the language. So when I came here in the early 2000s, I could speak a little bit of Thai, and I'd also got kind of an experience in the industry over the years. So that was, you know, a help that sort of let me hit the ground running. And then when I sort of decided that I wanted to get my own place, I got another 10 years of being in Pattaya, and I managed. Can I say where I managed?
Yeah, for sure.
So I started off at Electric Blue on Walking Street.
Great club.
I went to X-Zone, Windmill. I spent a couple of months, at Angel Witch. I helped out at New Living Dolls. I also managed Windmill again, and then
what years were
Baby
those?
Dolls. Okay, so I first managed Windmill in 2006.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before my time.
Yeah.
Before my time. Yeah, I started coming in 2015. In fact, it's weird, Phil. I just got a reminder on my phone. I guess today is my anniversary. First time coming to Pattaya 6 years ago today, February 6th in 2015.
Anniversary. Yeah. What was your? I mean, I know I'm not supposed to ask the questions, but what was your first? What was
Don't
your
quit
first?
your night job there, Phil. That singing was, quite scary, but hilarious too. That's going in the intro, by the way. Keep singing. That'll be all in the intro.
No. So, what was your first trip like?
It was great. You know, I had a little bit of trouble with the heat and humidity coming over, but I really hit the mic. That's a no-no. I loved it. I fell in love with it, right off. Right. So I loved walking street, the nightlife, just incredible, man. It was surreal for me because I've watched so many YouTube videos on walking streets. So it was interesting to be there in person, and wow, the energy on that street. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's somebody told me once that it was in the Guinness Book of Records. I don't know do you get this publication in America, the record books that keep all the records for various things for sport and for somebody told me that it was in there as the most entertainment venues per square mile than any other place in the world. Somebody told me, Walking Street in Pattaya. I mean, I watched Foreigner Joe's video actually, and he was talking about the humidity. Mm-hmm. And you're absolutely right. I mean, it is. I'm English, Richard, so I have to moan about the weather at least once a day. It's in my DNA. We have to have a moan. So it is pretty awful. But yeah, you're right. I mean, Walking Street is just there's so much energy, and I know we're going to get probably onto this a little bit later, but they're talking about the new Walking Street, where it's going to have all the cables come down and everything. And they're talking about taking all the signage down. So all the neon signs that you see and the LED signs, that may disappear. And for me, that's a little bit of the DNA of Walking Street. We'll go with it.
Yeah, so I definitely want to talk about that. Before we get into that, though, I wanted to address this by Peter Hopkins. He's asking if your business is coming down since the latest lockdown. You want to kind of talk about the resurgence of your bar?
You're talking about from Monday when we reopened. If you're talking about that, actually, I was expecting it to be quite busy, Peter, for the first few days anyway, because everyone had kind of been locked up and, got cabin fever or whatever. Yeah. Plus, a lot of people have come on ASQ from around the world, and they done everything, all the things you have to do to get into that hotel in Bangkok, whatever, on ASQ. ASQ, by the way, stands for Alternative State Quarantine. So to get there, and then you've got your freedom, you're out, and all the bars are closed. It must be awful. It's such a negative thing. So there's those people. I've actually got a guy in the bar now, or he certainly was. He's done 2 ASQs. So he came over from Germany, did about a month over here, and then went back and has just come back again. So there are people coming. So there's that, and there's the sort of the people who haven't been able to come out for a few weeks. So there has been a really good few days. I think actually, if I look back on last February's numbers, it's about the same.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah.
Now, Day State Fox has a question for you. What year did you start Le Pub?
1996. The first of. Was it not? Hold on a minute. No. Hold on a minute. Sorry, Mr. Fox. 2016. Sorry.
2016.
1996 was the first year.
Wow,
I
my
came,
notes. I was thinking my notes are way off. 1996, bad on me. But yeah, 2016, interesting.
Richard, I've had a couple of gin and tonics.
Man, I wish I should be drinking in the morning a little more. Sometimes I get nervous before these live shows. But so I got to tell you, so I've actually spent time in your bar and not known it, right? So Soi Diamond is a little bit of a favorite with me in regards to Walking Street. Soi Diamond, Gold Star Bar is one of my favorite bars that I go to there. And then
New Star Bar, you mean? You mean New Star Bar?
New Star, yeah.
The one on Walking Street, yeah.
That's right, yeah, right there on the corner. Yeah. And I spent time in your bar before as well. So super sharp bar. And I got to tell you, so one of the things I wanted to talk to you about was some of the great stuff you're doing on the channel. So for people that don't know, he does a lot of like the current news in Pattaya. I love going there for that. He'll give you like feet on the street, what's going on versus what you're going to see in the media. So Phil's going to give it to you straight. But then I like what you're doing too as well, Phil, around filming the girls playing pool at night, doing these live streams, because I feel like it's a nice way for the girls to get some exposure and maybe get some, some donations, contributions on their behalf, right?
Well, I mean, that I've had that idea to do that for about a year, actually, before the unmentionable, don't mention it, came around. And when about October, November, when I started to really push the YouTube channel, I was about the only guy in Pattaya that was saying, I think this problem that we had a few months ago might come back. And hey presto, it did. And I wanted to have like a sort of a platform for me to do some live streams. And I noticed that a lot of the live streams that the other bars were doing, I'm not knocking them, but it was like a single camera, the girls sort of dancing around, and that's great. And I'm not being negative towards the bars that are doing that, but I just wanted to do something that was a little bit more production value and had, a few more cameras and was something that, would hold your attention a bit longer. And so I came up with the ideas of just, well, we've got a pool table. The lighting's quite good on the pool table. We can probably do something like that. So that's kind of how that came around. And we're doing it kind of every night now. And the reason we're doing it every night is because I didn't want to cut the girls' salaries, because one of the things that is one of the restrictions of our reopening is that we can only open till 11 p.m. So I didn't want to cut the girls' salary. So I said, okay, well, 11 p.m. we'll all have a couple of drinks, and then midnight we'll do like a live stream every night. And that's kind of what we've done.
Now, have you set that up to where people can do like PayPal, hey, buy a round, ring the bell, anything like that?
Yeah. But I actually noticed that I was sort of, when we were closed, I was kind of pushing that too much. So now I just put a link up rather than, comment on it all the time. But yeah, there is. And that's been, very good. And it's kept the girls going. Sure.
Yeah. And I feel like, so that's something that really intrigues me, Phil, is around not the fact that you're just a bar owner, but you're really, I feel like you're changing people's lives with your business, because those girls that work in the bar are giving back to the family back in Isan or wherever. You're helping them with their lives, so I think that's a big thing. Do you kind of feel that a little bit of pressure around that as well?
I think, there are bar owners that always say, oh, the girls are my family and, all my staff are my family. And I've never kind of been like that. I have to say, and this might be a bit controversial, but I've always felt like it's always I'm the Falang, I'm the big sort of Falang who's the boss, and, he's not one of us, but he's okay, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I've never ever felt like, oh, we're all in it together. But I have to say, it is good if you can keep a good crew of staff together, because when we opened on Monday, we had a lot of staff and consequently a lot of customers coming in. I did go round on Tuesday to a few bars for research purposes only, obviously. and I noticed that bars that had got 15, 20 girls in before we got locked down again, all of a sudden had got like 3 girls in, 2 girls in. So they were waiting for staff to come back from Isan or whatever. Whereas my guy, we really hit the bar, you know, the ground running on Monday, and we did well.
Yeah, is that a big challenge for you in the bars, is keeping women around? Because I know that sometimes they will go where the hot bar is, right? Is that a big challenge for you each month?
Do you know, Richard, it's not necessarily so. You can find that sometimes there's a stunningly attractive girl in the bar. You'll get, you know, a beer bar is never going to be able to match the lineup of a go-go bar on LK Metro or Walking Street. But sometimes you'll get a girl, and I've got maybe 1 or 2 in my lineup now that's guys say, you know, you should be in Sapphire or Lady Love, or you should be on the stage. And the reason they don't is probably, number one, they're a bit lazy and they don't like dancing. And number 2, it's like they're the bar superstar here. Yeah. You know, they're going to be the queen bee, and they like that. Well, I have to say, Richard, if I could just push in a plug, I've actually done, if people are interested in behind the scenes in a bar, maybe they're going to thinking of buying a bar or working in a bar, or they're going to be maybe a shareholder. I'm doing at the moment a 10-part, what I call a box set, which is called Owning a Bar in Pattaya. And we go through 10 different subjects. So we start off with, you know, is this for me? We go into marketing, into location, talking about staff, accounting, all this sort of thing. And that is like a playlist that I've got in my bar. Now, I've done 4 videos already. So that is it is in the membership area. But if anybody is interested in that, come on over, and there's all sorts of information. Not necessarily everything that I say is what you should do, but I've got a lot of experience, and I'm happy to put it out there if people want to see what's on the table and maybe listen to what I've got to say.
Yeah, I would say the mods, if you could put the link to that in the chat, that would be super helpful. And then I would say, is it in the member section? I was going to say,
sorry to interrupt you, Richard. I'm so sorry. But it is in the members, so people would have to become a member to be able to see. So now, do you release those videos afterwards? Do you release those videos after, or just to keep them? That particular box set, no, not at the moment, although I probably will because I'm still filming it. I'm up to number 5. I'm actually doing number 5 tomorrow. So yeah, but we've got 5.
And then what's the cost of the membership per month for that?
I think the cheapest one is 80 baht a month. So
80 baht a month. 80
baht, take that. Yeah.
All right.
I have to say, Richard, I want to say hi to your mods, because they are the best mods in the world.
They do a great job, Phil. Yeah, they do a great job. I don't have to worry about the chat at all. They just do a great job, and God bless them, man. Yeah, good bunch of people. So I do want to kind of switch gears a little bit and talk about something that might be fun around the Walking Street refurbishment, right? So essentially, they're going to put the wires underground. They're going to make it very pretty. You talked a little bit about this around maybe removing the signs. How much of that do you think is actually going to happen?
Richard, you're not for 1 second doubting that a big infrastructure project in Thailand is not going to happen. I mean, there's things that I know about that. I don't think I'm allowed to say. Let's just say that, I mean, it is in the public domain that 3 locations, I think it was Chiang Rai, Samui and Pattaya, so 3 locations were given money by the central government to kind of beautify their tourist areas. And the money that we got in Pattaya was earmarked for this construction project to put the wires underneath and make it all beautiful. And I think that there was like a date that they had to start the works, or they might lose that funding. And, I'm not suggesting for one moment that was the case, but so that's what's happened, because there is a video on my channel at the moment, and maybe the best mods in the world, by the way, could maybe put a link to that video. It's called Construction Stopped or Suspended, because literally there's nothing going on. I mean, Monday, there was all the civic dignitaries there, photo opportunity, click. And then Tuesday, there's nothing. There was a JCB and that was it. So, sorry, a JCB is like a mechanical digger. So, I mean, you're asking me, do I think it'll get finished? I mean, Beach Road did. And I've got to say, Beach Road with all the cables underneath and the trees and everything looks superb. It really does look amazing. So, yeah, I think it will, but it's slow progress.
Yeah, and I feel like if they got the wires underneath, that would be great. Wires underground, that'd be a nice step in the right direction. I don't know. I mean, gosh, could you imagine if they had to dig up and repave Walking Street? Like how that would affect the businesses? Oh.
Well, I think they're actually going to do that on the way. They are. That's an idea. Yeah. I mean, I went to this famous meeting that I went to where I was the only Western guy there.
I love that video, by the way. You said they were all talking in Thai, and you're like, you're getting most of it, but there you are with your camera trying to get pictures. It was awesome.
But actually, I actually picked up everything correctly, because when it was reported in the proper media, it sort of endorsed everything that I said to a point. So but I do think that everything's going to be changed. Richard, according to the plans, there's going to be trees along Walking Street.
Yeah, I know. And you know that's BS too, because you keep mentioning it. I saw in your video you mentioned it like 10 times. Trees, I'm like that's never happening. There might be a tree there to start out with, but it might just kilo over after a couple of days. Old
timers who've been at Pattaya many years may recall the famous Walking Street tree, which is a very, very big tree, which has got like a Buddhist cloths around it. And it's right by where the old FLB bar used to be.
Oh, okay.
It's just in front of Insomnia.
Yeah.
And that tree has been there for like decades.
Yeah.
And I noticed that actually, I think it's kind of deceased now. The tree's no more. But they haven't chopped it down because it has such a cultural reference in Pattaya.
Yeah. Teacher Thomas has a comment here. Buyer's market, if you can get market to locals, we are waiting for the planes to land again. It'll be worth it. So I think he's talking about like investments in bars right now are very inexpensive, right?
Is Teacher Thomas the guy who has a bar in Rayong?
He does. Yeah, the open mic bar in Rayong.
Yeah. Hi, mate. I'd love to come and see that, mate. I will come, but I promise you I won't sing.
Yeah, he thanks you for that. Yeah, he's got a great bar down there. Got American breakfast going on down there. I look forward to kind of going down there and doing some singing. That'll be a video that'll probably get viral views.
I'm looking forward to that. What will be your selection, Richard? Can we?
No, we can't get into that. That's very personal. How dare you, sir? It's my show.
Sorry. She'll sit here. I'll sit here corrected.
So how do you like having a YouTube channel? Was that something you sort of thought about as a way to promote the business? What do you want to do with it?
Kind of what happened was, Richard, was I have a friend who has a YouTube channel, and he's had one for several years, and he's based in Pattaya, but it's not about Pattaya, it's about education. His channel, and it's all very correct and proper, and he said, you really need to get on YouTube, because we were talking actually about what Nick and Martin are doing at the time. This was about October, November last year. And we were amazed at what they'd done with the live show, just sensational. And he says we should do something like that. So, I said, okay. The great thing is that he films and edits all the videos. So all I have to do is, turn up the big I am, in my stretch limo, stand in front of Walking Street with a furry microphone and talk about, a story. And then he takes all that video and does all the hard work, basically. So that was great. I didn't have the time. I must confess, though, and it's quite important. I am a bar owner first and a YouTuber second. It's really to get people to know the brand, to know about where we are, what we do, what the girls are, maybe know a little bit about me, to try and get people into the bar. And before we got locked down, for the unmentionable, before we got locked down, we had every day there were people coming in off the YouTube channel, and that was with the borders closed. So hopefully a lot of people who like what we're doing and will come in when times are better.
Yeah, and I really feel so. Your bar is definitely one that I'm going to pitch a tent on that bar. So probably, it's interesting, Phil. I love to go to the go-go bars, but I've met so many good people that run beer bars in Pattaya. I feel like my days in the go-go's are numbered.
Richard, there are good people that run go-go bars. Trust me, there is a lovely community on Walking Street. You just, they tend to sort of stay out of the limelight though a little bit more.
Thank you, Tommy J, for mentioning that I'm pretty close to 5,000 subscribers, but I don't put a lot of trust in that though, Phil. You might know like the YouTube numbers go up and down, up and down. You think you're over, then they readjust. It's like, oh my gosh.
I was talking about my producer guy who edits all the videos. When I passed 5,000, he says, you've got to make a video because James Casino made a video, Chocolate Man. And I says, if I make a video, there's going to be people that just go, unsubscribe. Boom. So I didn't. But can I say publicly thank you to all my subscribers? I think I'm nearly on about 5,400 now. So yeah, actually, once you get to 5,000, it does seem to. I've done another 400 in about 2 weeks. So that's amazing.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, if YouTube starts to recommend your videos a bit more when you get above that 5,000 mark. They think, oh, it's a real channel here, Richard, I saw a video from an ex-Google employee who used to work at YouTube, and she said exactly what you just said. After 5,000 is kind of a threshold. Wow.
When you pass that, and I think it's to do with engagements as well. If there's a lot of comments and likes and stuff like that, as well as subs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you, Triple T. I have a VIP stool, frosty mug beer, and hot mic waiting at the open mic. Thank you. That's very nice.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's great. So it's very interesting. So shout out to Nick from NDTVI and Martin for the show that they're doing. They're having a fresh one tomorrow. Yeah, it's great, man. I love it. Raising the bar. But I mean, you and I talked a little bit about this yesterday. We really got into a technical conversation around what programs you're using, that kind of stuff. I don't want to bore anyone with that today, but I'll just say pat you on the back for embracing all the technology. You want to try to get better and better each show, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of interested in it now. It's kind of something that, if I go to YouTube, I tend to go onto things of that nature now, subjects about different software for streaming and different cameras and different lighting and all that sort of stuff now. At the moment, I'm using Restream. Yeah. And Restream has got some bells and whistles on it that I really like. But I'm just using what we call a camera switcher, because when I do lives, I've got 4 cameras sometimes.
Yeah.
So to do that, I just kind of used
hit the switch.
Yeah, and I've got just 4 buttons. I just press 4 buttons, go that camera, and then that goes into a browser, which then puts all the nice graphics on it and et cetera, and then it goes off to the internet.
That's great. No, I think it's really important to kind of have that technology helping you out, that kind of stuff. So we talked a little bit about, you're going to these I don't want to call them city council meetings. I mean, what do you call those meetings in Pattaya? Are they government
city
meetings?
Council meetings. No, they are city council meetings. That's what they are. We get, because I'm in this line group, which is, can you hear people in the background?
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on in the bar. Do we get a chance to take a look?
Getting murdered.
Do you want to take a chance?
Yeah, you'll have AJ around here tomorrow, from Pattaya News. No, I think people are just having fun. I've forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot the question.
No, I was just thinking, so where do you think, what's going to be next for the channel? Because are you going to continue going to those city council meetings, you think? Or are you going to do something different?
I mean, I've always been going to the council meetings because I'm the guy, they'll put kind of in this line group, they'll put a post up in Thai saying, everyone's invited to come and see the new plans for the sewerage works on LK Metro. And surprisingly, nobody turns up except me, because I'll sit there and it kind of helps my Thai language skills a little bit as well. To hear proper high-so Thai speaking at at their own pace. If I can understand maybe 40 or 50% of what they're saying. So I've always gone to those meetings, but now I vlog about them or I do live streams about them. So that's the only difference, really.
Yeah, I love that you said high so, and I feel like a lot of people maybe don't know that terminology. It's short for high society. So a lot of people that are educated, we call them high so. And
also, I had a eureka moment, what I call a eureka moment, when I realized that the popular Thai singer from Isan, do you know who I'm talking about? He's called Loso.
Oh, Loso.
And what it means is he's not high so, he's Loso.
Low society. That's awesome.
That's like a joke. It's a brilliant joke.
That's so great. Yeah, I feel like that's one thing I have not gotten into is like Thai music. I don't know like the stars, this kind of thing. And a lot of the Thai ladies there know the Thai music, the Thai pop stars. I just don't know any of them. I'd love to kind of get to know a little more.
I mean, I must admit, I'm not really up on Thai pop and actually K-pop and J-pop. Japanese pop is more what the girls listen to these days. Yeah, for sure. So I think you're doing a great thing over there with the YouTube channel. I love the bar live streams. I watch a lot of those. I'm surprised the Thai women are not better at pool than they are. I was thinking they would be like awesome, but they kind of muck around a little bit, right? I've got a girl who used to work here called Tina, who was a bit of a personality. For those people that have been to the bar, all know Tina. She was she had a couple of unique selling points, shall we say. She was quite large in the up front, putting it politely, and she was absolutely brilliant at pool. She was like unbelievable. She would 7-ball everybody and everything, and but she's gone back to Isan. I've been trying desperately hard to get her back into the bar because she's just Hollywood. She will be a huge star if I can get her back. But yeah, I mean, you've got to remember, Richard, the girls have done, by the time we get on live stream, the girls have done like 6 hours or so, in the bar. So yeah, that's true. Maybe. Good for a fair point. Yeah, a little bit of that. I love that. So I got Phil. I got to tell you, I can't believe how quickly 30 minutes goes by. You did a great job today. You did a great job. You gave us a lot of great information. You're going, man. I gotta go. But I thought so thank you for your time. I love your channel. I love your bar. I can't wait to get back there and buy a round of drinks for everyone there. But I did create a little video to kind of send us out. So I want to just say thank you for coming on. Everyone, please go and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to, shout out the name of your channel. Le Pub Pattaya. Le Pub Pattaya. Yes.
Now, was there a reason behind that name?
Yes. There was a Le Pub. People say, why do you call it Le Pub? You're an Englishman. Are you going French? And actually, it's all about, there was a Le Pub in Birmingham. I'm from Birmingham in the United Kingdom, not Alabama, but the original Birmingham in England. And there was a bar there in the 90s that, if anybody is from Birmingham will remember, called Le Pub. And I used to DJ there. And the first night I ever did, somebody called me up and says, can you DJ Le Pub tonight? And I thought, Le Pub, that's a great name. So it always stuck in my mind. And also there's 2 syllables, and I like bars with just 2 syllables as well. So we kind of got you frozen on the screen right now, Phil, but we can hear your audio. So I'm going to just say thank you for coming on the live show. You're welcome back anytime. And we're going to actually send you out with a cool little video ending up in Pattaya. So this is another part of my Chiang Rai video. Phil, now you're back. I see you. Thank you so much for having me, Richard. And hi to everybody over in the States. And I look forward to welcoming you all in the pub soon. Thank you. Thank you. While it was nice to get away to Chiang Rai for a day, it was also nice to be back in a place where everyone knows my name.
poet and philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once wrote, "When you come into this world, you are crying and everyone around you is smiling. Live your life in such a way that at the end, you are smiling and everyone around you is crying." If you spend time in Pattaya, you will almost certainly be guaranteed that at the end, you will have that smile. Thanks for watching. So Phil was a great guest today. I really appreciated having him on the show. Lots of great info. You should have seen us on the practice session. We were cracking each other up. Such a great guy. I really appreciated our conversation. And I definitely want to have him back as Walking Street kind of continues through that whole refurbishment program. I don't know. I hope it gets done, because it would be nice if it looked like how they're wanting it to look, which is, new pavement, clean everything up. But I will tell you, there is a little bit of charm with how it is today. So I am a little concerned that it might become a little bit different, maybe not as good. So I don't know. I just kind of have my concerns around that. I want to let you know before we kind of wrap up things that we do have our next guest next week coming on is Haley from Retire in Chiang Mai. Now, I actually had the opportunity to speak with Haley just a couple of days ago. Wow. So she's an American living in Chiang Mai, and she's going to talk to us about some different visa options that you have to retire in Thailand. So if you're looking to maybe have a business in Thailand, she can talk through what that visa looks like. A retirement visa, we'll talk through that. We'll talk about the elite visa. So that's definitely on some people's radars as well. So she's going to be great. Looking forward to having her on the show. Let me go to the chat here, see if we have any kind of last minute questions here. Pattaya Disney World for grown men. Yep. Jake's on next. I don't know. Yeah, Mr. Egg, Phil, everyone did a great job. However you want to call him, whatever his nickname is. And then Mr. Mitch says he actually gets a bit homesick when he watches the memories. So yeah, I think I kind of feel the same way. Sometimes I'll watch that and I'll get a little bit sad because I miss Pattaya so much. But it is what it is. I will tell you guys, one thing I've noticed today, I got new eyeglasses, finally. I don't know if you've had eyeglasses like I've had in the past. They're called progressive lenses, where only the bottom half of the lens is for looking close. The top half is for looking out distant. That's the worst. I feel like I was always having to look up to see the chat. So much easier now. I can look straight on. I don't have to hurt my neck when it comes to looking at the chat. So I don't know if you guys have had those progressive lenses in the past, but boy, they're really horrible. Were not for me. Jeff Johnson saying, great show, Richard. Never been to Pattaya, but we'll give it a try. And I will tell you, so I hear that from a lot of people, Jeff. And so I hope you do make it out there, because it's a great city. And, I've been very transparent with my guy, Rockman, the boat operator out there in Pattaya. He's the one that I use exclusively to go out to the islands. And I love checking out Koh Pai, Monkey Island. There's an island called Koh Manwat Chai, which has a bunch of lizards on it, big lizards where you can kind of take a look at. So there's a lot of great things to do in Pattaya. And then down in Rayong, you have Teacher Thomas. Rayong's pretty short trip from Pattaya. And you got Teacher Thomas's great bar down there, the open mic bar. So I look forward to belting out some songs down there in Rayong in the near future. So I can't wait for that. Let me see a comment from Teacher Thomas. Stay. Thai business owners wanting me to move the open mic bar to their property. Of course, I said no, but yeah. I think so. He's talking really about that V-shaped recovery that we're all looking forward and seeing. I do feel that once there's a solution to this situation, everyone's vaccinated and kind of come out, I think there'll be a lot of people coming out to frequent all these businesses. And it looked like, I think that Nick from NDTVI put up a picture on his Facebook page, Nick Dean, around what LK Metro was looking like today. It looked like there was quite a bit of people out there. So that's reassuring as well. And I have no concerns around there being a comeback. A lot of people saying that Pattaya is done, it's finished. I don't subscribe to that at all. I definitely feel like things are going to come back pretty quickly here once people can get back there, which will be nice. And like I said, next week we're going to kind of be switching gears a little bit and going with Haley from Retire in Chiang Mai. Looking forward to that conversation. But then the following week, we're going to be bringing on some bar owners as well. So we have one individual coming on, secret guest. That's the owner of 26 bars in Pattaya and one fitness center. So we're going to have him come on. And we have a lot of interesting individuals. So I'm currently booked up for like the next 5 weeks. So that's great. We have some returning guests coming back on, and we have some new ones as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Let me just see. Kevin saying he's way behind on video viewing the Pattaya channels. I know, I kind of feel like I'm the same way. I was doing a little bit of that yesterday. I was starting to watch some of the videos. My work's been crazy during the week. So the time I usually spend watching YouTube videos has been devoted more to work. So yeah. There's so much out there to watch, right? But there's some good stuff out there. I definitely have my core group of a couple. I'd mentioned Greeny Travels. You guys got to check out that video of him getting the estimate and getting the wax. I still laugh about that, just thinking about that video. I'll probably watch it again after this video. Hilarious, made me laugh. He's got a great little sidekick there with him as well, his girlfriend going around. So I think she's great. She's not afraid of the camera, which is always helpful when you're creating videos like that. So I just want to kind of wrap things up here, guys, and say thanks for everyone that came on to the live show today. We're here every Saturday. Haven't missed a Saturday. I think this is, I won't say which number this is, but we've done a lot of these Saturday live shows. I think next week is actually going to be a milestone live show for me. So I'm looking forward to celebrating that with all of you. I'm going to leave you with the outro here for today. Thank you for coming in and viewing the live show. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. I'm pretty close to 5,000, and I'll see you guys next week.